Hi, I'm Joan, and I would love to tell you all about this really cool part sun location container. Now, what do we mean by part sun? In this case, the sun is rising in the east, and so the container receives sun all the way till noontime, and then of course it is sheltered by the maple tree from the hot afternoon sun. Part sun can be tricky in the selection of plant material. If you use full sun products, they won't reach their full potential, and if you use just shade products, it can burn. So it's an interesting selection process, and I'd like to tell you about the genetics that I chose for this container. So starting at the top is our Millet Purple Majesty. Now, Purple Majesty is really truly a full sun product, but in a part sun location such as this, it will work. It might not get as thick as a habit as it would if it was in the full sun, but it still gives us beautiful plumes which make millet seeds, and I just think that's fantastic because it brings in the birds, and the birds will come and feed off the millet seeds, and I just love bringing nature into my garden. Makes it just so relaxing. For our step down, I'd like to talk to you about this really cool fuchsia. Now, this is not a new genetic, and when I was young and a greenhouse grower, I used to grow this plant myself. This is the Gartenmeister Fuchsia, and I really love utilizing this Gartenmeister in this application. It's a perfect light location for it. As you can see, such extremely floriferous, so many flowers per tip, and they last a long time. It's also a huge favorite of hummingbirds. So again, gardening for nature and for my own personal enjoyment. I think the striking contrast between the super dark foliage, the back of the foliage is very dark, and these bright orange flowers really makes a significant pop. And again, the foliage color matches quite well to our Millet Purple Majesty. Now, this little guy is the Hypoestes Red Splash. You may see this actually in an indoor garden dish that you can enjoy indoors as well as outdoors, and it really gives us color and texture. I love the way the red flecks are within the dark foliage, and is really best enjoyed close up. It's just so neat and different. To add a nice strong pop of bright color into this container, I have the SunPatiens. This is the more vigorous, pretty pink. Something bright. We have so much dark that we need something to lighten this up. Now, SunPatiens, I love SunPatiens. They are forgiving from wilt. They forgive you if you're not quite sure if it's sun or shade. And there's a vigorous set and a more compact set. So in my case, I definitely need the more vigorous. This is quite the large container, and it keeps up well with these really nice vigorous plants. Now, when we're looking at a trailing item for the container, I chose the Lamiastrum Silver Frost. It really holds its place well. It's going to cascade all the way down to the ground by the time of the end of summer. A hint of silver within the green, which again brightens up with our darker foliage. And it actually is a perennial ground cover here in my area, which is West Chicago, Illinois. I can get dual use from this plant, enjoy it all summer long within my container, and come say September or so, when I want to maybe turn my containers into fall, I can dig this out if I wish, and I can plant that in the ground in an area where I find it difficult to maintain annuals, and it'll make an excellent ground cover. Something to keep in mind with ground covers: they can get aggressive and a bit invasive, maybe depending on where they are placed. And in my case, I have landscape timbers, which is against the lawn, so the plants are truly contained within my space, and it's something I do not need to worry about. As far as how many plants are in this container, These containers are approximately 34 inches wide. I've chose 1 millet, and in a four square application, we have 4 Gartenmeisters, 4 of the Hypoestes on either side, 4 SunPatiens, and then in each corner we have the wonderful draping Lamiastrum. And it's just another point, if you want to show off your container, so let's say if this was a very decorative container, choosing this Silver Frost is a great choice because it definitely still shows your container and allows you to enjoy your beautiful pottery that you may have. Some hints about soil. I use a very light bark-based media. Using good soil is super duper important. Do not use topsoil in containers. It gets very muddy and it does not allow very well for the nutrient exchange, compacts, and doesn't allow aeration into the roots. So using a good potting soil is something really important. Fertilizer. When you have a container, please keep in mind that it's not in the earth. It cannot get directly into the nutrients that are provided, so we have to provide that fertilizer for those plants. Myself, I use a simple Miracle Grow no-clog feeder that I have had for absolutely forever because it's easy, I can do it. It doesn't take any time, and I just apply it as I would be watering my plants. Make sure when you are fertilizing, whether you choose an organic fertilizer or a liquid type of feed, make sure you apply your feed when the plants are not wilted or stressed, because that is really important, that it doesn't burn the plants or affect them in any way, and that they are ready and able to take up those nutrients that you are applying. These particular genetics honestly require no deadheading. I have not done anything much with this container, and I just love that because I can just simply plant it, water feed, and enjoy.